Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of Worst Ripoffs, and today we are doing Guitar Hero. So the first game that we're going to cover is a game called Tap Tap Reborn on the Google Play Store. Tap Tap Reborn 2 is definitely one of the most disappointing games I've ever seen in my life, and it really just shows how easy it is for something to get 4.5 stars on the Google Play Store, even though it's complete shite. The only thing that stands out about Tap Tap Reborn 2 is instead of making crappy guitar riffs and passing them off as songs like the other games do, this game has real pop songs that actually exist. However, when playing the charts of the game, you could easily tell that there is no specific instrument you are actually playing, and start to accept that all the charts are one four-note catastrophe. And what I don't understand is how self-proclaimed Guitar Hero nerds can play this game and not cringe their socks off. In fact, the most confusing thing for me is how instead of using songs that have one distinct instrument to easily follow along with, like songs from Metallica or Avenged Sevenfold, you choose to use songs like Closer from the Chainsmokers and Heathens from 21 Pilots, which are songs where it's a lot harder to keep track of which instrument is doing what. Alright, so now we're moving on to Beat MP3. So forget about Tap Tap Reborn, because this is the worst game that I've ever played. And trust me, I've seen a lot of bad games. From its crappy name and art style to its extremely weird songs and dysfunctional charts, this game takes the cake as the worst Rock Band / Guitar Hero 3 ripoff I have ever seen. Let's start off with the gameplay experience. From the weird circle animations that happen when you hit a note, to the weird art style and square notes that you could hardly ever see coming, to the weird charts that in no any way, shape, or form correspond to the one song that's preloaded on your game. And that one song happens to be one of the most weirdest Bill Wirtz sounding songs that I have ever heard. Like, come on, just watch some of this gameplay and please tell me if the chart even slightly corresponds to the game at all. Now, I gotta admit, going into Rock Hero 2, I kinda laughed at the game and I thought it would definitely be the worst one on my list. I mean, Rock Hero 2 is literally just a combination of Guitar Hero and Rock Band. However, I was definitely pleasantly surprised by the ability to change hyperspeed and difficulty of the songs, and the charts actually corresponded to the songs, which most of the games that I covered on here so far don't have. The engine in this game is a little bit funky and you have to hit notes a little late to get a perfect rating, but I actually found myself playing this game on my free time. The only problem I see with the game is the fact that you actually have to buy more songs with currency that you earn from playing songs. However, these songs only give you 10 currency per go, and you need about 100 currency to buy one song. Now, usually, I would get pretty mad at this, but the game actually pulls it off pretty well. The notes are satisfying enough to hit to add replay value to the game and not make you mind grinding for 100 coins to get the new song. But the one real downside to this game is not the grind or the coins, but rather the songs. Because these developers thought that it would be okay to just put a riff in GarageBand and then pass it off as a 3-minute song by looping it over and over and over again. Like, just listen to the song. It's a riff, a riff, a riff, a solo, and then more riff. Alright, now that we got all those other games out of the way, we could finally come to the holy grail of rip-offs. And this game is called, I'm pretty sure, Guitar Band, or something along that line. I can't really remember. However, I'm going to ask you one question. What comes to your mind when you see this game? If you said Guitar Hero Live, you would be correct, because that is exactly what this game is, except about 10 times worse. And Guitar Hero Live is pretty bad. The ability to only hit 3 notes, the ability to bomb notes, to pass them, the ability to slow down notes, all of it reminds me of a certain game called Guitar Hero Live. Now, even aside from that comparison, the game is a complete disappointment in itself. The notes are really unappealing to watch and hit, as they are extremely flat and unsatisfying to hit. And every time the announcer said combo, it made me want to jump out my window. The amount of time that these sound effects last in this game are absolutely absurd and cover up the already bad songs. This game also forces you to customize your own band and guitar, which is completely pointless and doesn't even affect your gameplay at all. I would just like to play the game instead of having a beauty pageant to go along with it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and that's the video. If I had to pick a worse ripoff out of these horrible ripoffs, I would have to make it Beat MP3. The whole game is completely unappealing and unfun to play, and I had the worst experience out of all the games with it. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike this video, dislike it, and make sure to subscribe.